Let us continue with more examples on correlation and regression. So the first question we are going to take here they said define the term correlation coefficient. Okay, that's the first. Define the term correlation coefficient, and then B said define the term correlation coefficient. Okay, now number 2 question said interpret the following. A said y is equal to ax plus b. Okay, and B said x is equal to ay plus b. Okay, and the C number 3 question said state 3 types of correlation. State 3 types of correlation. Okay, now the first one, correlation coefficient is simply the measure of linear association, okay, between two random variable ranking x and y. In fact, it's simply the coefficient of x. In fact, it's the slope of that scatter diagram. That is what is called correlation coefficient. Correlation coefficient is this A you are seeing here. You know, they want to confuse you. Initially, we know that the formula is what? Y is equal to A plus BX. But they want to confuse you by writing that Y is equal to AX plus B. Anyhow they write it. Just know that the one that is close to X, the coefficient of X there is your correlation coefficient. Okay? And it is the slope of that scatter diagram. While the one that does not have X is now the intersection, okay, of where intersection of Y, okay, that is where the line of best fit cuts that Y axis. Okay, so they say interpret the following. A, the first one said this is what Y is the what regression on X, because we started from Y. Y is the regression on X. This one is what X is the regression on Y. Do you know why I use the word regression? I use the word regression because it is the relationship of only one variable, X and Y, only one variable. But if it is 2 or more variables, you now talk about that it is what? Correlation. Regression is talking about just one variable. Correlation is talking about more than one variable. Okay? Then C said state 3 types of correlation. The first one is what? Positive correlation. In fact, you can call it high positive correlation. Okay? The next one is what? Negative correlation and zero correlation, the 3 of them. And we have the 4th one that we call non-linear correlation. But you need to know these 3. Positive correlation, negative correlation, and zero correlation. Then, non-linear correlation. That is the first question we are going to answer. Then, second question that we will answer, they said, the linear regression function of the relationship between scores in maths 111, y in maths 111 we call it y, okay, and performance in drama x is given. In fact, performance in statistics in star 111 is given by 5y is equal to 5y plus 7x is equal to 2. Okay, they say calculate the coefficient of regression. They say calculate the coefficient of regression. I told you that it could be called coefficient of what? Correlation or coefficient of regression. But why did they call it regression? Because it is just one variable, okay? So, and the coefficient is simply what? The coefficient of x. Remember, when you make y subject of the formula. So, first thing we have to do is to make y subject of the formula. We have 5y plus 7x is equal to 2. So, take this one to this side to have that what? 5y is equal to what? 2 minus 7x. Divide everybody by 5. 5y over 5 is equal to 2 over 5 minus 7x over what? 5. 5 take care of 5. Therefore, y is equal to 2 over 5 minus 7 over 3 over 5x. Okay? So therefore, the coefficient of regression is simply minus 7 over 5. Okay? The coefficient of regression is simply minus 7 over 5. So let's take the next question. See, these things are very, very simple. So the next question here said, if R denotes a correlation coefficient, okay, comma, they say which of the following expression is not true. A question said that R is equal to minus 0.75. B question said R is equal to 1.25. C question said 0.5 is less than R, which is less than 0.7. D question said minus 0.5 is less than R, which is less than 0.5. E question said minus 1 is less than or equal to R, which is less than or equal to 1. The only thing that is awkward there is what? 1.25, because R can never be greater than 1. Okay? R can never be greater than 1. So the awkward there is what? 1.25. That's all. That's the answer. Very simple question. The next question said, which of the following regression coefficient indicates the most high degree of linear association? Okay? They say which of the following correlation coefficient, okay, which of the following correlation coefficient indicates the most high degree of linear association. Okay, so they gave us the first. They say minus 0.85, comma, minus 0.26, comma, minus 0.64, comma, 0.19, comma, 0.35, comma, 0.68. Now they didn't mention whether it is high negative or high positive. So the high one there is what? Minus 0.85. That is the answer. Don't go and choose this one because this is greater than this. In the negative part, this one is the high. Okay? In the positive part, this one is the high. But in the number, this one is bigger than this. In just the number, forget the minus. The minus shows that we are talking about high negativity. Okay? So the answer there is what? Minus 0.85. And that is what? High what? Negative linear association. High negative linear association. Okay? So be writing these questions down, please. The next question said, all the plotted points on a scatter diagram lie almost on a straight line. Which of the following is correct about the distribution? 1. The distribution is what? Negatively skewed. The distribution is positively skewed. The correlation coefficient is between, the correlation coefficient will be almost 0. Okay? There is a linear association. The distribution is normal. The answer is what? That there is a linear association. That is the answer. So now, let's go into calculation solving. Let's solve some calculations. Okay. So the first question we are going to say, they say consider the table below. And the table they gave us is they gave us x in height and y in weight. Okay. Please put the height and this is the weight. Okay. And they say that I'm having 12 and 18. I'm having 10 and 10, 14, 11, 12, 9. 11, 12, 11, 12 and 9. So I'm having 15, 20, 19, 23, 17. Okay. So they said question, they said determine the linear regression. Determine the linear regression line of y on x. This one we are not plotting any graph. They say estimate the weight, comma, when the height is 16. Compute and interpret the correlation coefficient. Okay, so write the question so that we can clean. Okay, now we know that they said determine the linear regression line of y on x. The linear regression line of y on x simply saying y is equal to a plus bx, is it not? So we need to get our a and get our b. Okay, now to get our a and b, in this part now we did not plot any graph, so let's just solve. Don't forget this question. So let's solve. Now if you want to get the slope, which is b, and you don't have the diagram, we use the other formula we know. The formula said n, the summation of x, y, don't forget this formula, minus the each of them, summation of x, summation of y, all over this. Okay, this one does not have square root. Okay, this one does not have square. This one simply said all over n, the summation of x squared minus the summation of x all squared. Okay, so this is the formula to get our slope when we don't have the diagram. We don't want to plot the graph. So let us get those things. The first one we are having is our x, our y, and I'm having 12, 18, 10, 17, 14, 23, 11, 19, 12, 20, 9, 15. The next one we need is what? From this formula we need our x and y. This time this 216, 170, 322, 209, 240, 135. Okay, then we need x squared. Then we are done. And x squared gave us 144. That is square of this 144, square of this 100. Square this, you have what? 196. Square this, you have what? 121. Square this, you have what? 144. Square this, you have what? 81. Now we need their summation. We need the summation of, in fact, we need the summation of everything. Summation of this one gave me 68. Summation of this one gave me 112. Summation of this one gave me 1292. Summation of this one gave me 786. So then you put it in your formula. You're having n summation this. N is number, how many they are? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So my n there is what? 6. So I'm having 6 times summation xy. Summation xy gave me 1292 okay, minus summation x gave me 68 times 112, okay, all over n again 6 summation x squared gave me 786. Okay, now why did I use x at the bottom? Please, we use x as the bottom because the relationship is y and x, y first and x. But if the relationship is x and y, you have x is equal to a plus by. So the equation to get my b will now be what? The number of both of them first. The formula is very simple, minus each of them, okay, all over. For the fact we are talking about y now, y alone is what I'm going to have at the denominator, which is what? The number again, number of anywhere you see x now put y, and anywhere you see y now put x. What am I saying? Let me show you what I'm saying. From the up you can get the down, okay? My b, let me show you how to know the formula. If I'm using, okay, let me use the first one. The first one said that y is equal to a plus bx, okay? To get my b is equal to n, the summation of both of them first, x and y, minus summation of each of them, summation x and summation y. You are done here. But since you are the x, the b has the coefficient of x, so in the formula above, anywhere you see y, replace it with x. So I'm going to have n, the summation of x times x. Now I'm having x squared, minus summation of what? X and summation of x again. And summation x is the same thing as saying summation x squared. Are you getting how they got it? Okay, so but if the equation said relationship between x first and y, you have x is equal to a plus by, and the formula for b will now be equal to what? N, the summation of both of them, minus summation the first one, summation the second one, all over. Now since the b is close to y, is the coefficient of y, okay, anywhere you see x in the formula you wrote above, put y. So I'm having n summation y times y, which is what? Y squared, minus summation y. If you like, leave it like this, or you put it as what? Summation y squared. You see, the formula is very, very simple to note. Okay, so that is that. So minus this one summation, this one square gave me 786. So I'm having that my b is equal to, if you do everything, it gave us approximately 1.48. okay, approximately 1.48. Now to get my a is the next thing. How do you get a? From this equation I have that y is equal to what? A plus bx. Now to get my a will now be what? Y minus bx is equal to a, right? Y minus bx is equal to a. So therefore my a is simply, change it now to be y prime minus, y bar minus bx bar. That's all. That's how to get your a. Very, very simple. Okay, so let's get our x bar and y bar. Okay, my x bar, now permit me to clean here because I'm done with this. Okay, my x bar is simply summation of that x divided by the number they are. So and summation x gave me 68. So 68 divided by, they are 6 in number, so which will give me 68 divided, where am I talking about? Which will give me 11.33. So my y bar will now be what? Summation y all over n, which is what? 112 all over what? 6, which will give me 112, that is 18.68. So to get my a will now be equal to what? 18.68 minus, I've gotten my b to be what? 1.48 bracket, my s bar to be what? 11.33. So therefore my a is equal to 1.9 if you do everything. So therefore the relationship they are asking me, which is what? Y is equal to a plus bx, is simply y is equal to 1.9 plus, what is my b? My b gave me 1.48x. So this is what? The relationship between them. As simple as that. Okay. So the next question they asked there, they said calculate the weight when the height is what? Is 16. And you know that they say that the height is for x and the weight is for y, so which means x is 16, and I have my formula now. Y is equal to 1.9 plus 1.48x. So y will now be what? 1.9 plus 1.48 bracket 16. So my y will now be 25.6, and that is that. So the next question they asked, they said, compute and interpret the correlation coefficient. Compute and interpret the correlation coefficient. Okay. Now, don't forget. Okay, the ranking. That is what they are asking us, and we can get it since they didn't tell us anyone to use. We can use anyone we like. We can use anyone we like, and the one I love using is what? Is that the ranking is equal to 1 minus 6 the summation of what? D squared all over, sorry, this one over what? N into n squared minus what? Minus 1, right? So this is one I love using. So we need to get our D squared. And how do you get the D squared? D squared is simply, in fact, D is simply the rank of x minus the rank of y, and you know how to compute it. So let us compute it. To compute it now, let me write this thing again, my x and y. This is my x, my rank of x, my y, my rank of y, then my d, okay, which is equal to what? Rank of x minus rank of y. Then finally I need my d squared, and that's the only thing I need. So I'm having 12, 10, 14, 11, 12 and 9. That's what I have. And I have 18, sorry, for x, 18, 17, 23, 19, 20 and 15. Alright, let us rank. Remember, you are ranking in descending order. So the highest number here will be 1. Okay. 1. Now, since we have 2 and 2, it will now be share it into 2. So now be 2.5 and 2.5. Please, anytime they are 2 like that, okay, that's how so we will not have 3 now. So we go to 4. So who will be the 4 now? 11 will now be 4. This is now be 5, and this one will now be 6. Okay. So for this one, the highest number here is 23. So I'm having that this is 1. Okay. 22, 18, 3, 17, 4, sorry, 19, 3, 18, 4, 17, 5, and then 15, 6. So let us subtract 2.5 minus this. I'm having 1.5, right? So I'm having minus 1.5. This minus this 0. This minus this 0. This minus this 1. This minus this 0.5. This minus this 0. So square 1.5 square will give me 2.25. This square is 0. This square is 0. This square is 1. This square is giving me 0.25. And this square is 0. So the summation of this square will now be equal to what? 3.5. To sum this thing, 3.5. So my ranking is simply 1 minus 6 bracket 3.5 all over my n. How many are they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 6 bracket c squared minus 1. So I'm having my r is equal to 1 minus 6. So I'm having everything gave me 0.1. So my r is now what? 0.9. And to interpret it is what? High negative correlation. High negative correlation. That is if I want to get my ranking with this formula. But let us get it with the other formula. Okay, so that anyone you like you can use. And the other formula said R ranking is equal to what? N, the summation of both of them, minus summation of the first one, summation of the second one. That is how to start. Then all over the square root of. Now we are not talking about just one person now. Okay, we are talking about 2 people. So since we are talking about two people, it's going to be, and for the first one, anywhere you see y now, put x. Anywhere you see y, put x. So I'm going to have n the summation of what? X times x, x squared, minus summation x and another summation x, which will make it what? Summation x squared. This is for the first one. Multiply by. Now let's go to the second one. Anywhere you see x now, put y. So I'm having n the summation of what? Y times y, y squared, minus summation y again will give you summation y all squared. You see, to get the formula is very, very simple. Once you can list the one above, you have gotten the one below. So my answer will now be you need to find them. Okay? You need to draw the diagram and find them, and it's not difficult to find. Or do we start doing it? It's not difficult to find. You know your x, you know your y, multiply them to get your x and y, get their summation. X squared, y squared. It's not difficult to find, so do it. And then, so to our answer will now be 6 bracket. When they did the summation of this one, they had 1292 minus 68. Summation of this one. In fact, we did it the other place, so get it from that place. If you are writing your notes, all over the square root of the other one gave me 6 bracket 786 minus 68 all square. Close the bracket. Bracket 6 bracket 2128 minus 112 all square. You close. So my arrow gave me, if you do everything, you're having 136 for the numerator all over the square root of 2068. So arrow will now be approximately 0.95, and 0.95 is what? High positivity. Okay, high positive correlation. So that is that. High positive correlation. Okay, so I think at this point I'm going to give you an assignment to work on, then we are okay. Okay, so the assignment I'm going to give you now, okay, they said the rank of the marks scored in a text of 7 candidates in maths and statistics. Okay, maths and statistics are given in the table below. Look at the table they gave us. Subject, maths, statistics. Okay, so I'm having that the ranks or the marks, not the ranks, the marks. The marks I'm having 4 and 2, 7 and 5, 5 and 6, 1 and 3, 2 and 1, 6 and 7, then 3 and 4. 3 and 4. So that's what they gave us. Okay, so the question now said, first of all, give us the relationship of the mass. Let's call the mass x and the mass y. So give us the relationship. Let me get the question from the other one. Okay, the question said determine the linear regression. Determine the linear regression line of y, okay, on x. That is number 1. Number 2, estimate the mark Number 2, compute and interpret the correlation coefficient. That is the 2 questions. So thank you very much for watching. Please consider subscribing. God bless you.